man. Ever since I've been healing, you gotta go through the waves. You gotta go through the pain of the waves just to understand the patterns and what's truly going on. And it's crazy how you're highly protected to have this sense of internal realization of what the problematic thing can be. And it's pretty difficult, I might add, when it comes to these in-depth hidden notions about anyone, right? And it's difficult to really insinuate on the matters of expression. It's completely difficult under the sense of fear of expression, fear of emotion. um, Fear can really, really destroy what you've built. It can really cause pain on either your end or the other person's end. Yeah. You end up realizing that, oh man, like, what am I doing wrong? What have I been doing wrong? And it can really tear you apart in so many ways. That's why they always indicate to heal and take the time out to heal correctly so that your guides can tell you exactly, specifically what's going on. Most of the time we actually just exit without having this sense of internal realization of someone else's heart besides that of your own. And it brings great shame, like literally great shame. And you start noticing the patterns along the way and the growth within you, along with the growth within someone else. And you have to respect that just because you're on the say of yes and they're on the maybe, it's not that I don't know or that I'm confused. I'm not too sure at the moment. One day it's no, the next day is okay. Then the next day, right when they get closer, you don't really know that you're destroying things. You don't really know that the person's almost close to opening up. And you just brought them back to square one. And it becomes painful because they're like, I guess I should just stay this way. It doesn't really matter much to the other person I see. What more must I give? Plainly, we have to control our internal emotions. Most of the time our emotions has nothing to do with the other half of you or someone outside of you. And you can end up destroying that, literally. You can end up destroying your motives, your intentions, the universe's intentions for you, the goals for you, because of the habitual patterns. You have to respect someone else's feelings and respect their thought process, because you gotta understand everyone heals different on their own terms and their own time. Not everyone is going to be as disciplined as you are. They are learning though, as the days go by, dawn, noon, morning. So you have to respect that. And if you don't respect that, we have to understand why it is best to detach when needed. because it's just healthy and it's for the best. It doesn't mean that the person, people, places, thing, right, will not come back to you. When you know where you stand, when you know that you have confidence, when you have high self-esteem, then you know where you stand with the person. It's okay for you to have that time of expression and remind the person that they are where they know they stand. And most of the time, we want that reception back. We want that same love that we give, and we don't see it. So, what ends up happening is you lower your standards and you lower your lack and your doubt because you're not receiving the same love that you're easily open to giving. Doesn't mean that they don't care. Doesn't mean that they don't care about you or that they care about you less. They're just not, they're not there yet. They're not there yet. Everyone heals completely different. They do love you, and it's somewhere deep down like an ocean. They just have a very hard time letting you know that. So understand that maybe, just maybe, a person's expression is not your expression of love. What if their expression of love is showing you the little things that they can do for you? And I believe that that's what matters the most, is the most littlest things that make such a big difference in your life, and it keeps you motivated and inspired and innovative. And that's how you uphold to your own sense of grace and integrity. And if you need that grace period to truly understand, then look around you. Look who has been there for you since day one. No, not when you've received blessings, but what about when no one was there, when no one understood you, and someone was just around you, and they were an ear, and they listened to you, and they laughed with you, and they were easily able and comfortable enough to cry with you. Those things, even though they're small, sometimes we're too blind to see it. Literally, we're too blind to see the small things that we expect such huge, big, grand gestures from them. They're not at our level doesn't mean that they don't love you and that they will not get to your level. They will. Give them time and stop running from them. They are not you, and you are not them. But they can end up reaching up to you and become you, even a greater version of you. Stop rushing people that are not like you. They are not the way that God created you to be. Understand them. Feel their pain. Feel their anguish and their anger. Understand their mistakes and learn with them. Grow with them. Vibe with them. Be at peace with yourself. That you don't have to expect. Okay, give me a sec. And hello everyone. Blessings to all of you. But yes, know where your mistakes lie. I don't care how long it has to take for you to become that better version of you. The meaning to standards, especially for my beautiful women out there, my females, is that you stick by your person. when they are falling. Don't give up. That means that they have a plan. God starts you from square one, and you have nothing to look at anymore. Everything has been taken away from you. Understand that that means that you have standards. Those are your standards, and that means that you or your person has a plan. A great plan now. A plan that no one ever understood nor seen. They will say, how is that person happy still? How is that homeless person happy still? Because they have a plan. And because their wife or husband still stood by them when they had nothing. What happens when God rises them? That means that that partner already has trust in them and in their person. So when they start going up there, up the ladder, they'll know how to deal with any type of blessing that comes their way. It will not just be about them. It will be about God's people. You want to know how to receive your blessings? Don't expect, just give. That's how you receive the universe and blessing you at the right time. Don't expect. Don't complain. Be in your essence, okay? And continue to love the way you know how. Sometimes we don't receive this type of love from our parents. But God guides you, your ancestors guide you. They believe that you deserve love, so they'll start showing you how to love. Maybe it just wasn't the right time. Sometimes they say it wasn't the right time, right person, or it was the right time, wrong person. See what I mean? But God has a plan for each and every one of you. And He's taking you all each on your own very different kind of journey. Most of these things come unexpectedly. So stop trying to expect these changes to occur. Allow God to move the mountains for you. If you get any type of invitation, make sure, yes, don't overlook it. Don't overexert yourself. If you have to do research, then you do just that to remain safe. But if it is safe, and it's for a good cause and effect, who knows, it'll probably impact your life. Just go. A lot of you have already been invited to numerous get-togethers or gatherings, and a lot of you decided to stay. Maybe it's just that you need to break your patterns for you to understand what is the standards of life. A lot of you have already received knowledge, and because you received knowledge and wisdom, you will be going through what we call a lot of good and evil. That's just how it works. Once you open that book of knowledge, you'll be going through a lot of obstacles and storms. Doesn't mean that you cannot tackle them one by one. And if you believe that you're not ready, you are. Have you guys ever even stepped foot out? Some of you have. So how will you know? Travel. See the world. Love yourself. Not be careless. If you have to follow up on things, then you do that. You follow up. And just because someone is not saying that they miss you, and that they care about you doesn't mean that you don't have to say it. If you believe you want to say it, then you say it. How you doing? How's your day? How are you feeling? How's everything going? No, we're not talking about the remember when you did this to me and remember when you did that. No, that's not going to make you a better person. No, it's not. You know when you start changing, when those things are no longer in your path anymore. They don't serve you. So, the person that's getting desperate for attention is basically the one that is upset because we speak the truth and nothing but the truth. And I believe attention is when you're expecting something from God's people. But when someone just comes on live because they have the authority and the right to do so because they work so diligently on that seed, and they're reaping what they sow, then guess what? I do things out of the heart. And that's what makes people upset, is because you speak the truth. And I believe that there's still a lot of work that needs to be done with foolish people. They don't want to heal. And this is why they continue to go in circles, not really learning any kind of lessons, but just continuously being stuck. Because they don't know how to come out their comfort zone, or even have the decency to have the bravery and the courage to speak for the people, not against them. Usually people like that speak is because of pure utter guilt within them. Hi Nino, how are you? Alright, collectives. Blessings to all of you. And I know the rhythm has changed completely on TikTok. A lot of you are seeing the changes. But it just makes you stronger. That should not stop you. A lot of people are completely realizing or having this sense of realization or beliefs of the regrets that they have done because they believe that they were speaking to people. And instead, they were basically speaking to themselves. But it was very therapeutic. But now people are going to start learning their lessons as to how toxic the rhythm of their life was. And how many people they let go of their lives just for social media to affect their mentality and their mind, really swoop them in. They let go of good men or good women, let go of good friends, people who do things genuinely from their heart, work their way up to become someone that they believe that they can be and that they desire or need to be for the people, not for expectation of materials. See, those kind of people are on live still, and the other ones are really working really hard now, because they really truly did understand now the lesson. They really did understand now the people that they have lost, and the fact that they weren't really relatively speaking to 1,000, 2,000 people. Most of them were just robotic. That's just a lesson within itself now. So yeah, Omeg, you will discern on that behalf. You will know that in time. I believe you're seeing that already for yourself. Enough for you to make a very discerning decision for yourself. Right. Sometimes it could be vice versa. Sometimes we believe that it's the people that are near us that we really need. And usually, sometimes it's the people that we're not near that need us the most. And it's always strangers too. You don't know what movement you're making to impact a person's life. What if they're disabled? What if they just needed a voice to be heard, or an ear to actually listen? That's gratitude within itself. That's also grace. So a lot of people just come up here for a sense of what we call entertainment because they have a passion, they love what they do. Some people came on live not knowing why in the world that they truly had to come on live. For me, for instance, I had no idea why did I even go on live to begin with. And then I realized after I looked at all my videos, and each and every one of them was beyond me in regards to obediency, and because there's always a purpose. And you don't stop that purpose for anyone, because that's just God's calling. And if it's God's calling, then you do it genuinely. You don't expect anything from anyone. But yeah, you're not even going to dim your light either. So for everyone who believes that you're giving up, it's just the beginning. Don't dim your light for anybody. And don't stop on your path and the things that you need to do. And I believe once God knows that you have given up, He will surely give up on you. He has mercy, yes, He does. But where's your heart? If a lot of you already have surrendered to God, in due time He'll show you your path. And I believe for some of you, for most of you, it's here already. Just continue sleeping and resting. Continue working on your bodies. A lot of you already know what I mean by that. Some of you are just completely, utterly just confused, but you'll see it all in due time gradually. And the things that are occurring behind you that you're not really sure about, but you know exactly what's happening. A lot of you are just walking strategically and accordingly. Omaic, you know what you need to say. I believe that you're all protected to the extent, to the point that you won't be saying too much. See, when you're already protected, you know what to say, how to say it, when to say it. Your mind, your guides, if you listen clearly, they will let you know when to stop speaking. Yes, they rather much silence than anything else. But they also like to be aware too as well in regards to also helping their people. It's always at night when people are resting, they have a difficult, hard time resting and sleeping. And they're always in their heads and minds surely thinking, where am I at and what am I doing? And if I am doing this, I surely hope it's for the correct reason. Do not idolize, just be optimistic. Optimism is key because it's just hope that you hold on to. Whether it be grand, medium, small, the fact that you have hope is where your guides. If you just not meditate too much in a sense, but sometimes you have to go deep to really find your answers. A lot of you got stuck somewhere. For my spiritual people, if you've gotten stuck, or you believe that you lack, or you believe that you're just not enough, or you believe something's not right, you see how Jesus went with John in the ocean? John the Baptist. Jesus needed to be baptized again, purified. There was still just one little thing that just needed to be done to receive actual full-fledged downloads, or their full-fledged self wholeheartedly. What if you can't do the healing all by yourself? But if you need someone that is also a healer to heal you? What if the truth is just one step away? A lot of you have been asking for truths to be faced because you believe that something's not right. You believe that something's going on a spiritual level. A lot of you know where you stand, you know where you're coming towards or going towards. Trust me, there's always that little one thing that was missing within you that needed to be unleashed or unraveled. What if your guide is taking you there? What if we've been to what we call within ourselves? No, I got this. No, I don't need help. No, I believe I have all my gifts. No, I don't need no one helping me. Maybe you do. Maybe you need an army. Maybe you need a village. Maybe you need a certain group of people to unravel your real self. Maybe it takes someone else to open you up. Ever thought of that? Maybe all you have to do is just pray and ask and say, Father, I need you. Sometimes you don't have to ask because He already knows your heart. Maybe all you need to do is just rest. Stop being afraid also to opening up to your mind and your dreams. Okay? Correct. Alright guys, so I just wanted to reiterate that to all of you. It'll make you very, very wise. A very, very wise person. Probably even a wonderful reader. Very powerful. You may have been through a lot. Yeah, but a lot of you are already protected. There's really not much anyone can do. All you have to do is basically forgive the ones that just did not understand you, and now that they do, sooner or later, you will speak. Sooner or later, right at the right time, God will guide you and help you expand your minds. And a lot of you are already receiving specific beliefs that you've never believed in your life. Reading books is very knowledgeable. And thank you, Marco Hugs too, for allowing me to read a specific book or books. I felt like Matilda. And most of the time you have to go back centuries to read specific books to also enhance and expand your mind. Yeah, reading is not only fundamental, but it really opens your mind out to really see things for what they really are. And it's okay, most of the time, it's always best to listen. Sometimes we become very naive and stubborn to the extent where we believe that, no, that's probably not the case. Most of the time it is. It's always that one step that we just don't want to take because we believe either What for? And because we just don't want to. We really don't expand our minds or our hearts. We only use one side of our minds. Imagine using both sides. The capabilities, the agilities, the adaptabilities that you can do for yourself is beyond you. A lot of you could have gotten completely frustrated. A lot of you could have said, I give up. I don't want this. This is not for me. Yes, it is. It's too late for you to say this is not for me. You cannot stop energetic wave. You can't. You can only linger for quite so much time. And if it was taken away from you, it wasn't theirs to begin with, it's yours. You guys know exactly what they're doing. Don't give up. I know it could be frustrating, especially for the beginners. Don't give up. And it's too late anyways. If you guys are thinking of giving up, knowing that you have invested so much time, not truly knowing why. Thank you, Kavisha. You're about to know why. It's closer than you think, and a lot of people that are internally already risen. You guys are gonna get together with the most beautiful, benevolent, big bosses ever. The big boys, big women. It is a whole different type of life. And it's beautiful. A lot of you thought that you were already around the big people. Nowhere near what you're about to experience is like no other. Some of you might enter, I don't know, a place and just you might either stand or you might either sit. But you're really gonna observe the big people, the ones that have traveled and have been there to see people's actual sufferings. Idolism, when you sit, for example, what I'm doing now, you see, you could be healing yourself on a mirror to mirror basis. You could be believing that you are saving because words are very powerful. But I believe that God does not want you to move that way. He does not want you being in front of a camera. Some of you have no idea your strength. And it was all because of one little thing when you were young, when you were a child. One little trigger and trauma that has grown with you. And now it's difficult to take that away. Most of us believe that we're already there. You could be there, yes, but not the best of you yet. Sometimes you need to step into that domain of where others have traveled and went far beyond you to help you take that out of you so that the real side of you can come out. And that's all it takes. What if some of you need to be re-purified, re-risen, or re-baptized? What if some of you need to really put your head in water again? And I'm not talking about a shower. No. healers, true healers, know exactly what kind of water. But it takes the soul of someone else that has been there and has experienced so much to know so much of another person connected. So for most of you, for the most part, is speaking to someone you may not know of. It's good to be safe, yes. But if it's more than 1,000 people, more like a group setting, to the extent that you might have to stand back a bit and observe yourself before you actually enter those doors and those gates, then you do that. People have to respect that. Because it's when God is ready for you. And He's always ready. But are you ready? Okay? These times are beautiful. It's so beautiful. This type of unclassification and mystery is completely beautiful. Some of you don't know where you're stepping into. Could have been a book that you read. You're welcome. 2:30 in the morning, by the way. But this is when the spiritual people are mostly up anyways. They call it dead hour. Some don't know that they have been already touched in an essence, a sense of something in particular that they believe that they just could not really put it in their minds or really justify these things, because it's not really what people have already seen or completely believed in. And it could be saddening. Why? Because these things could really help so many people because they're against them. And we have to respect that as well. Until truth exposes. And I believe that that's completely different. You know what it is and how good it feels to actually change someone's life around? It feels amazing. It's beautiful. Akmaranda 13, yes, love. Yes. If by chance it gets to that extent, to the point where most of you are leaders, possibly, or will end up becoming leaders, you're going to be a darn good one. Enough to help others also do their bidding. Heed and hearken to the steps and become gracefully obedient. All it's gonna take is a touch. Sometimes it'll be too much because your aura is so strong. It might end up touching more than one person at one time. A lot of people can actually relate to this, especially those that are sick or that had a very hard time walking. Some of you are going to be okay being alone. It's not going to bother you. It's like in past life you have already suffered enough to understand what it is to be alone. Some of you are going to be connected with someone, but still feel this sense of loneliness, and I believe that that's okay. You're going to be fine. Miranda, yes, love. You guys are going to be amazing. I believe for some reason, most of you, some of you, well, it could be all of you, you stay in this life because for the most part, most of you were what we call black sheeps of the family. or you guys stood out, or no one really understood you. Welcome to my world, Sebastian. Welcome to my world. It's always the black sheep. We're considered unique. We always stood out. But our standing out is so beautiful, because what we are okay with, other people are not feeling that, and they're not used to that kind of feeling. We're getting out of that now, and the people that've never been in that are getting into that. You're a handsome black sheep. Beautiful. And most of you will remain that. Hi, Queen. Thank you for helping me twice, and you didn't have to. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it. You're amazing. I don't care if no one ever told you that. You have a heart of gold. Today could be a big day for all of you. A very big day. I'll be on live later on, God willing. I want to hear it from all of you. Most of you that are on this live are what we call black sheep of the family. Most of you truly understand so much that I have been saying already. But for the most part, everything that you have been waiting for, you guys have been so patient, especially when you had nothing. A lot of you already left specific patterns or habits. It's gone. You guys are not looking back that way. Your chapters of your life with this new beginning is quite big this time. Most of you already dealt with small matters. Most of you dealt with mediocre matters, with family matters. This time, it's not this world's matters that's gonna matter to you. Well, I go around that, but at least you're noticing. You see, so much could be happening around us, above us, below us, behind us. And guess what? Most of you, it's like you're seeing the world slowly, and you're observing slowly. You're even observing yourself. You're even taking the accountability quickly. Expect the unexpected, but don't expect what you believe to expect. It's gonna happen pretty quickly, and it's gonna amaze you. It might happen today. It just depends on you guys' decision making. Might happen next week, or might happen in 3 months from now, 6 months from now. But it is a great, great leap. Some of you already taking such a huge leap of faith, and already you could be telling yourselves, why did you put me through this? Why did I have to go through this? Right? Why, God, did you make me believe or see these things? for understanding and for a huge lesson for the real thing now. That's why he put you through those waves. And stop acting like you could not handle it. All of you handle it beautifully. This is why most of you already surpassed the most biggest type of pain ever that you felt. It was like your heart or your body was destroyed, broken in atoms, divided. Your brain and your DNA enhanced. It's not the holiday that's going to matter to you or the religion factor. You might not even see this coming. You might not even feel this coming. You might get laughed at first, belittled, maybe just a little bit. But I bet you, watch your guides start coming to you. Right after those 0.2 seconds of everyone laughing in front of you, making a big mockery in front of you or a joke in front of you, watch your guides come through like a big thunderstorm, like a huge rumble. This time you will not be humble. No, you won't. Not this time. And I believe that God's going to make sure of that. No, not to destroy anyone. That's God's authority to do so. It is huge. And you're going to love it. And you're going to enjoy it. Joy. That's the biggest key. You're going to love the joy of it. Joy is the greatest gift that God can give you after you've been through so much pain and agony and anguish. To receive joy, that's a gift so rare that only God can provide that for you. It just depends on what kind of joy it is. What is your joy? It won't backfire now. Don't worry about that. Don't let someone plead for you back either. I don't really think God's gonna allow it anyways. Try to take that first step back to that door that was supposed to remain closed. Your feet. Any type of download that you're going to be receiving, you won't even want to even touch your toes. You won't even want to look at that door. No, it's not like the movie Carrie. A lot of people, for some reason, in an instance, they think, oh, is it like Carrie? No. Far better than that. Because it will not touch, harm anyone. It will make everyone see themselves much better. Even you. A lot of you are going to say, why did I put myself in this? Why did I give so much for what? I had no idea all this was going on. But all you have to do is give praise and thanks to your Father. He's going to show you exactly everything that happened and has been going on. Some of you will not even a plea or a begging. No. Not even a, oh, I will change this time, I'm so sorry. No. No. Thank you for the likes, guys. Some. You want out. You're willing to fight, but not like this. Not this way. You're doing everything possible to keep everything in its place. No. It's not healthy. Some things just have to go. I believe some said that's your joy. Some things need to go. And you'll feel less tension, less weight, more breathing, more exhaling, more living. And then you'll start having the right people come to you. Positive people don't like going towards something that they have already dealt with and went towards. They will give advice, but they will not be around that. They're not attracted to it. Once you're connected with the right positive people, this doesn't put this sense of heaviness or burden, but more like working together. The right people will connect with you this time. It's difficult to love yourself when we have a hard time in trusting ourselves. We can end up bashing ourselves or being judgmental to ourselves. But you know this. So why put yourself in that pain when you have a choice to make already? If we have to empower ourselves to become a better version of us, what do we do besides complaining about it? When God knows that you have suffered way too much and enough is enough, He starts making moves on the back end when it comes to even paying your bills that you had a very long, hard time paying. He'll make sure that that is a zero. Because you sacrificed and you took the time out to give your breath, your energy. Put aside your desires, put aside your fun to help other people in need. You best believe you're going to see a bill becoming zero. And you didn't even do it. And this is going to allow you to come up to the next step of your life. And this is going to change you forever. When God says to let go, He doesn't say let go of half or a portion and I will show you the way. If you're having one foot out the door, one foot in the door, He's not stepping. He's not even listening to you. It can be painful, yes, but it's temporary pain. He will not allow you to endure the pain. A lot of you, when it comes to pain, you don't feel that pain. A lot of you have slept on that pillow of yours. You see how fast it dried out when your tears fell. That's how fast that pillow is going to be washed and cleansed from you becoming or being uncleansed, and you didn't even know that you were uncleansed. Most of the time, it doesn't matter where you are at Miranda. You don't have to express or explain where you lay. God lay in straws, hay. There's people in countries right now living in a farm, not telling people that they're in a farm, sleeping on feathers and hay because they have nowhere to sleep or lay their head at. And they're too ashamed to speak on it. And they shouldn't, because everyone is going through the same thing. Just different day, different month, different season. Everyone's going to experience something of their own. And it's their own lesson to be learned. Find yourself someone that loves you, not for just your flesh. If they're not touching you at night, doesn't mean that they don't love you. You always wanted to know what true love is, right? It's always about consistency. If someone is still riding with you, metaphorically, being around your energy, and you're upset because they did not touch you, doesn't mean that they don't love you. Do you not understand that they're also healing themselves too? Maybe all they did was show love out of flesh. Maybe you're teaching them how to treat you right. Maybe you're teaching them how to respect you better. If a man knows they have no ring put on you, what gives them the right to touch you? If they know that they have not been consistent, or they feel like something's lacking, what gives them the right to degrade you and to touch you? They know exactly what they need, and you are exactly what they need. Most of you have really disciplined your bodies. Most of you have fought with your bodies. Most of you have felt a lack, or you felt like you just did not need to be here. Where were you going to go? Who were you going to run to? Another flesh? Another person that you also now have to heal? Ask yourselves. You know what you deserve. What if someone is more emotional than you? Who said a man cannot be emotional? What if they know that the love that they can give is so deep and so strong? I don't even know if you can handle it. Would you run? You may. You ever ask yourself that? Have I ever truly received full-fledged, consistent love? When no one ran, but they basically vibed with me. They rolled with me. Okay, collectives. Remember, your tears are accounted for always. Discipline yourselves. Love yourselves. And stop believing because someone's not physically loving you that they're not being taught how to love you. You're teaching them how to love you. That's why they're not touching you. I don't know how far I can put it. What if God is telling them to not touch you? And if they do, they'll feel his wrath. Did you ever think about that? What if you don't even know that you're really important to your Father up there? That he gave them a dream not to touch you? Or they're going to feel his wrath? Stop investigating someone that has been in your life consistent. And if you're alone and you're still not with someone, doesn't mean that you will not be. It's just God wants you to get to the better version of you. What if it took God such a long time to create you? Because he knows your heart. What if it's taking God a very long time to create that kind of love that you desire? And that person's only for you. Ever thought about that? So enjoy your life. Have fun. Let him bring the love of your life. It's worth it, you know. Some of you have already met your soulmates. You might not be with them, but let somebody put a hand on you. They'll be the ones striving. They'll be the ones saving you. You never know. You may be talking to your soulmate on a respectable level, but let them find out. They'll be here in a heartbeat. Quicker than you think. Faster than anything or anyone. Take care, guys. Blessings.